Good evening, everybody. I am so excited to be diving into week 2 of Infinite Women. So, this week we are going to be talking about self-care. And I think we know just how important self-care is, but it is very challenging to put ourselves first and to really make it a priority. So I'm going to go into kind of a discussion on why we should make it a priority. I think I reiterated enough, but if we're not taking care of ourselves, it is very difficult for us to take care of others. So I'm going to give you some tools on how to implement self-care, why it's important, and then we're going to finish off tonight with a movement, mindfulness, and meditation circuit on the floor. You can grab your mat, and of course you can utilize this video as many times as you would like throughout the program. But let's go ahead and we'll start with the discussion, the PowerPoint on the self-care. So I'm going to share my screen here, and then we will get started. Okay, so self-care. Let's take a look. What is self-care? What do I mean by self-care? So self-care is a practice of dedicating time to improve your mental, your physical, and your emotional health. We're looking at fostering your happiness, your resilience. What this does is it aids in stress management. It 100% improves your energy, reduces the risk of you'll see coming forward illness or things that we can prevent, heart health, for example. And it's really just focusing on caring for the individual, caring for yourself. So some reasons why it's so important. I already kind of touched base on this, but mental, emotional health, physical health, quality of life, productivity and performance. We'll get into why it's important for cognition as well. And then your long-term health. So like I said about heart health, but it impacts all of our health. I had mentioned sleep, stress. Stress impacts, again, yes, our heart health. It impacts the way we store fat. It impacts our adrenal function. So prioritizing stress management and self-care is really fundamental to our well-being. And again, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Okay, so some tools on how to decrease stress. Some of my favorites, for sure, meditation, which we'll be kind of touching on today. And then yoga is a great version, and that's kind of a combination of movement and meditation, massage therapy, and not just, the gentle Swedish massage, but deep tissue massage can also be incredibly stress relieving. We carry a lot of our stress in our joints, in our muscles, or tissue in general. So some areas where people can carry stress is in their jaw. When we are stressed, a lot of times we'll clench or grind, so we can carry a lot of stress in our jaw, which also impacts our neck, like our scalenes and our suboccipital muscles on the base of our skull. We carry a lot of stress in our shoulders, our upper back, and also hands and our calves and our feet. We can, actually like clench that at night when we're stressed. So this massage is very beneficial. Facials, they're just amazing and great for our skin. But also, again, that facial massage and kind of lymphatic drainage can help with the clenching of our jaw. Hiking, walking, one of my favorite activities, just being out in nature is just so incredible. And I feel like it's just like healthy for the soul, definitely healthy for the mind. Weight training or exercise in general, but especially weight training, lifting heavy, working those muscles really helps pump out endorphins, which elevates our mood, elevates our energy. Reading, kind of escaping into a book. It's just a great way to clear the mind, but also actively engage the mind in a way that's not constant circle of stress. And then writing and journaling, terrible way of spelling journaling, but writing and journaling, super beneficial for laying out things that are stressing us. Again, so we're not stuck in that cycle, because it is so easy, and especially for women, to get into the cycle of just constantly bombarding ourselves with 5 million things on our mind. So writing them all down, we can see a list. We can create a list for ourselves. But also when we're stressed, when we're emotional, when we are angry or frustrated by something, writing it in a journal and just working it out on paper can break that cycle of just constant feedback in our brain. So great ways to reduce stress. And then we're going to jump into meditation, one of my favorite tools. So why is meditation so important? What are the benefits? So I'm going to kind of go through each one of these. The parasympathetic nervous system. So this is where we have our fight or flight nervous system. So when we think about in a stressful situation, we have that, pit in our stomach. We have our heart racing. That's that fight or flight. So there's fight or flight or rest and digest. Rest and digest, we are relaxed, we're feeling good, we're sleeping, we're just, on the couch after Thanksgiving dinner, digesting our food. We are in like a state of relaxation. Fight or flight is the total opposite. We are in a state of, do I run away or do I have to fight the situation? But our heart is pumping, our blood pressure is up. We've got knots in our stomach. This impacts our GI tract. We might be like having, stress pee or diarrhea. We're stressed. And this is not a good way or a good place to be in a constant situation. We do not want our blood pressure to be spiked all the time. We do not want our GI tract to be running on overdrive all the time. That is very, very inflammatory to our system as well. So meditation activates the parasympathetic nervous system and allows us to go into that rest or digest situation, okay? So pulls us out of that fight or flight. So for example, it can lower our heart rate and blood pressure, reduce muscle tension, like I said, those traps getting tight, us clenching our jaw, and improve digestion and immune system. So it also can reduce anxiety, and I know a lot of us struggle with anxiety. It is so common now, and again, it's, we're just in a hyper stressful time in life in the world, with constant connection to social media, to our email or texting. It's like we can't turn it off. So anxiety is high. Meditation, breath work, mindfulness is so good at improving our emotional regulation and dealing with stressful situations, being able to just kind of slow it down. When we are in a stressful situation, how do we react? That's like such a good thing to figure out for yourself. Like, how do you react in a stressful situation? Do you fight or flight? Do you want to like say, nope, see ya, I'm running? Or can you take a few deep breaths and just calm the mind and reset? An example here, I was always really, 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 really bad at public speaking. And when I mean really bad, I mean I would freeze, I would mix up words, I would jumble them. It was pure anxiety. Like just being called on in class would put me into like pure anxious brain. I am, as most of you know, I teach classes. I teach at Orange Theory, I teach at Lifetime. I've been teaching classes for many, many years, strength classes. Obviously I'm on, online like this. Not to say I don't get nervous still or anxious, but I have tools now. I have ways to calm my brain. Meditation has helped significantly. But I use, breath work when I start to feel that anxiousness come on. Sometimes I get the dizziness, and words start to jumble. I know how to relax. I know how to bring that down and bring myself back. And that takes practice and a lot of feedback to your brain and to your nervous system. So improved emotional well-being, I think I just kind of touched on that, but self-awareness, improving that negative self-talk, self-criticism, just overall like learning ways to calm yourself down, learning ways to connect with yourself. It's so important to be able to connect to you and to understand how you work. It is, when you learn that, it's really an amazing connection. Better sleep quality. Woo! I have dealt with insomnia. I know a lot of my clients have dealt with insomnia and just poor sleep patterns. Meditation, when I started it, like really integrating it around COVID time, so over 4 years ago, it improved my sleep so immensely. It got me into a better sleep routine. Again, I have more tools to help me when I'm not sleeping well or when I feel like I'm not going to be able to get to sleep. I know what I need to do to calm my brain, to reduce that like anxious pattern of thoughts. So definitely can improve better, or definitely can improve sleep quality. And as you can see, it promotes deeper, more restorative sleep. And this big time leads to increased energy and vitality because sleep impacts our adrenal function as well. And we need the adrenals to produce cortisol as well as testosterone and estrogen. So when it's producing cortisol, cortisol impacts our sleep-wake cycle and our energy throughout the day. So when we are less stressed and we have better sleep, cortisol production is improved and we are looking at a better pattern for cortisol throughout the day. So when we wake up, we have energy throughout the day, and then it slowly starts to decline, and that's when we're getting ready to go to bed. So our brain is starting to rest. It's starting to go into the rest state. And then moving from there, enhanced cognitive function. This is so connected with what I just talked about with cortisol levels, with sleep quality. So it can improve concentration, attention span, improve clarity. A lot of us suffer from brain fog, or that I call it like my dumb phase, like where I just feel like dumb. I can't get the words out that I want to. I can't process things the way I should be able to, or I just like make stupid mistakes. Like I forget to lock the door. I forget to turn off my car. Like things like that I just should not be forgetting about. So this can help significantly. Again, it's so linked to sleep quality as well as cortisol production. Pain management. Stress and pain go hand in hand. If you notice when you're stressed and you have increased joint pain, or like after a workout, you had some tough workouts, you're stressed and you're just like way more sore than you're used to, stress increases inflammation in our body. So when I've had issues with like flare-ups in my body, very linked to my hormone health, but also, also stress. Like my joints in my hands, my toes would hurt. Anywhere that I'd had past injuries from sports would be painful. So chronic pain, very, very common in people that have high stress and anxiety. Things like fibromyalgia, very connected to it. Endometriosis, very connected to it. So not to say that meditation can solve all issues when it comes to chronic pain or things like endo or fibromyalgia, but it can absolutely improve it. And then overall it can improve pain management with individuals that are just experience increased pain due to stress. And then mind-body connection. So this is the last one, just deepening that connection with understanding your own body, becoming more in tune with your body, how it functions, how it works, and learning how to, learning your tools, what works best for you. I'm going to show you some, but really ultimately you have to tune in with your body, check yourself, and understand what you need. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a little practice for meditation and mindfulness. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that. And we are going to get into a little work on ourselves. So let me make sure here we are all set. Okay. So we're going to back this up. I'm going to get some things out of the way. All right. So once again, we are going to be jumping into a little bit of mobility, mindfulness, and meditation. I'm going to put a little music on as we go. I would put Taylor Swift on, but it might distract you from what we're doing. But as you know, as most of you know, I do love Taylor Swift. But I'm just going to put on some relaxing music as we move along. And we're going to go from there. Okay. So we're going to start off with some movements. So some gentle movements, some gentle stretches. I love to start here just so we can start to wind down and not just lay on the floor, because at that point, our brain's still moving. Our big brain is still on overdrive. So we're going to start on all fours, and we're going to go into some cat-cows. So you're going to think about inhaling as your belly comes down. You're bringing that chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Deflate the lungs, reach that spine up as high as you can, stretch between the shoulder blades, and again, inhale, belly down. Stretch out those abs and exhale. Inhale, exhale. So two more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to bring my left leg out to the side. I'm going to sink myself back to my heel. I'm going to rock here a few times. Exhaling as I rock back. Inhaling forward. One more. I'm going to have you sit back into it and hold. What we're going to do is we're going to reach up, open, 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 and then you're going to take this hand and loop it underneath. Do a little thread the needle. Go down as far as you can, and then we'll reach. And again, thread the needle. We want to think about inhaling as we reach up to the ceiling. Exhale as we loop underneath. Exhale. One more time. And exhale. You're just going to sink into it here. You can uncurl those back toes and just sit here for a couple breaths. Big inhale through the nose, slow, controlled exhale through the mouth. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring that leg in, and I'm just going to flip around here. We're going to bring the other leg out to the side. And again, you need to curl those back toes under and rock back to your heel, opening up the hamstring and the inner thigh. We're going to take a few rocks here. Inhale forward, exhale back. Here, we're going to reach up, reach for the ceiling, open up through the chest, and then we're going to thread the needle with a big exhale. Inhale up, exhale. So one more, and then you're just going to sink completely into it, uncurl those toes and sink down. Big inhale through the nose, slow, controlled exhale through the mouth. Two more. Come out of that slowly, coming back onto all fours. When you're ready, we're going to press up into downward dog. So you're going to curl your toes under, drive those hips back and up, and sink into your heels, straightening out those arms, opening up through the mid-back. You can take a few deep breaths here. You can walk those heels out, pressing one heel down at a time, bending that knee. Big inhale through the nose, slow, controlled exhale through the mouth. Sink those heels down. When you're ready, we're going to take the left knee to your left wrist in a pigeon pose. So bringing that knee up as close or as far up as you can, and then pulling those toes up, and we're going to sink down. You can stay upright with your hands on the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. If you're feeling good, you can walk down to your elbows and just sink into the stretch. Taking a few deep breaths here. Again, big inhale through the nose. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. You can walk those hands forward, dropping the chest. Big inhale. And exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Walk on up. We're going to slowly come out of this, pressing back into downward dog. Curl those toes under. Press on back again. If you need to walk those heels out, go for it. Another big deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Try to lengthen that spine. Exhale. 1 more inhale. Then on the exhale, we're going to bring that knee up. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. And we sink down. You might find one side tighter than the other. Completely normal. Just start to work into it. Try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. You do a few neck circles or ear to shoulder, stretching out. Another big inhale. Exhale. Ready? We're going to push back into downward dog. Curl those toes under. Bring that leg back. Press it back all the way. Press those hips up to the ceiling. 2 more breaths here. Big inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Sink those heels down. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to come into high plank position. Activate that core a little bit. Pull those hip bones up towards the ribs. Take a breath here. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to slowly drop down to the floor. Belly on the ground. Hands right below your armpits. And then from here, when you're ready, we're just going to bring the elbows below the armpits. You're going to press up into cobra. Just getting a nice spinal extension. Far too often we're stuck in spinal flexion. I'm going to give that spine a little break before we flip onto our backs. Or inhale through the nose. From here, you're going to press into child's pose. You can go wide position. Bring those knees out to the side. Sink down. Thumbs up towards the ceiling to get deeper into the lats. As you inhale, I want you to think about filling the space up between your shoulder blades to get a nice big stretch. Opening up through those rhomboids, those traps. As you sink down, inhale. And then exhale, sink a little bit deeper. I'm gonna have you walk your hands over to the left, opening up your right side. Now I want you to breathe into that right side. And filling up those lungs and expanding the ribs. Feeling a deeper stretch from that side. Big side body stretch. One more breath here. Then we're going to walk our hands over to the right. Same idea here. Big inhale through that left side now. One more breath here. Back to center. And then we're going to go ahead and rotate onto our back. Coming on down here. In this position, I'm just going to have you windshield wiper your knees side to side with the knees bent. Just letting that low back kind of massage out. Slowing your breathing down again, inhaling through the nose, slow, controlled exhale through the mouth. I'm going to grab both knees. Give yourself a big hug. Do a few rotations with our knees, massaging out that low back, clockwise and counterclockwise. We're going to bring those legs down and straighten them. You can keep them bent if that feels best. You can go into frogger position here, opening up through the hips, but find the most comfortable position for you. Hands can come out to the side, they can come on the chest and the belly. Again, whatever's most comfortable. And we're going to start to go into our relaxation here, meditation breath. So get comfortable. If you're more comfortable sitting, you can absolutely do that. If you need to prop yourself up, please do. Let's just take 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale through the nose. Controlled exhale through the mouth. Breathing in, 5 counts breathing out. Let's practice. 2, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more, just like that. Continuing your breath just like that. Try to think about filling it in, filling the lungs up slowly, filling up the chest, the lungs, the diaphragm, the lower belly. Exhaling, low belly, all the way up. So kind of reversing it. I might start to think about you're on a beach, your favorite beach. Mine is Old Orchard Beach up here, Portland, Maine. It's just absolutely stunning. So think of your favorite beach. Your toes are kind of sinking into the sand. And all you hear are the waves crashing against the surface of the sand. I might think of how they come in and then get pulled out. As that wave starts to come in and crash against the sand, I want you to inhale. Sorry, I want you to exhale during that time. So you're going to exhale as the waves crash in. Inhale as they roll out. So big inhale, pulling out. Water comes out, out, out. Exhale, like crashes into the surface. So reset, inhale, pull it out. Exhale, crashes into the surface. Continue to picture that rhythm, that sound, power of those waves crashing in and pulling out. It's truly magnificent. It's just water being controlled by the way our world rotates, the way the universe controls just these simple yet magnificent properties. So you inhale that powerful breath, inhale, pulling that water out into the ocean. Exhale, pressing it against the earth. Nose. Exhale, wide open mouth like you're fogging up the mirror. Go sink deeper into the sand as the water just keeps crashing in, bringing more sand, more power. Beautiful rhythm, this beautiful stream. Just feel the warmth of the sun down to your shoulders, arms, sun kiss to the horizon. The way the blue sky matches the blue of the ocean. It's visible in the invisible mind. It's just never ends. Once you get further, it goes away. Like this ocean to be growing larger. It's really just sleep to you're sturdy to your toes, your ankles, your calves, one big wave crashing. Inhale through the nose, exhale, skin, face, gentle, Inhaling from the surface, exhaling out me. Wiggling your fingers. To you. Waiting for your mind to rise. Just take a moment here. Breathe deeply. If you'd like, you can slowly start to open your eyes. Just a gentle gaze or keep them closed. And slowly push up into seated position if you're not there already. You can cross your legs. Rest your hands on your knees. Just take a moment and stillness here. Your body to just reawaken. Bring that fire back in, that gentle flame. Just blowing it slowly. And you can take as many breaths here as you like. Come back to reality gently. But for now, that is it for our time together, our mindfulness, our meditation. Thank you for taking this time with me. Again, this will be in the app, so you can come back to it as many times as you'd like. But good night. Get some beautiful rest. Take these breaths with you throughout your days to come. You can always come back to your breath. You can always come back to yourself. You are a safe space amongst yourself and amongst your thoughts and your, repetitive brain. Just take this time to turn it off. Take those breaths to reorganize, to reset. Good night. Sleep tight, sweet dreams, and I'll meet you back here next Sunday. Have a good day. Bye.